What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now today we're going to switch it up a little bit, even though we're still using the Groza in this gameplay. We're going to change it around. Instead of playing Hardpoint, Dom, or Kill Confirmed or something like that, we're going to play some Search and Destroy. It's been a minute. We actually went like 15-1 or something in this gameplay, so it's really saucy gameplay. I think you'll all actually enjoy it. And we're also playing with the homie Baloney. We got Deserve up in here, Dive Foo, Chef Nut. We also got Fabrizi as well. God, let me tell you guys something. This might be some of the sauciest gameplay you have seen in a minute. Now, I don't really think I have to explain too much about this. I'm pretty sure you guys already know this, but the developers' communication with their fan base is very crucial for the success of any game. Doesn't matter what type of game it is. It could be any type of genre. It doesn't just have to be FPS. If the developers don't communicate with us, the game is typically going to go on a downward spiral and nothing will ever get fixed, changed, or even perfected for the community. Take Battlefield 5 as an example. The whole beginning half of that game was an absolute disaster. Game was just a mess. They even went ahead and changed the time to kill and just changed the whole meta of the game. It was a disaster. Literally, it was an absolute disaster. If you haven't been there for the time to kill change, my God, you missed out on one of the most... if you think the Call of Duty devs are bad, please, for the love of God, look up some Battlefield 5 history and see what they did with that game. But the community complained enough, they voiced their opinion enough, and the developers listened. They talk to us. They let us know with updates and how things are going. They don't just ignore us. You know what I'm saying? And that makes a very solid relationship between the Battlefield devs and also the Battlefield community. Hence why the majority of all their games are basically successes. They don't have too many flops. And to be honest with you guys, I don't go too far back when it comes to Battlefield because I was always a hardcore Call of Duty fan. But let's be honest here. Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Battlefield Hardline, Battlefield 1, even kind of Battlefield 5 now, after all the updates, all the changes, and when the community finally got what they wanted, these games are pretty good, each in their own way. And that's what I love about Battlefield so much. That's why I always try to be a part of the Battlefield community every once in a while when a new game comes out. Because it feels good to be in that community where everybody loves their game so much, they're very passionate about it. And the developers and the actual community are pretty good. They're in sync and they're able to communicate and try to make a good game by the end of its cycle. But here we are, coming over to the Call of Duty side, and we never get what we want by the end of the cycle. It's always exactly what the developers want their own vision to be. We can complain, we can whine, we could try to get fixes and changes, but it never happens. And a lot of people always say, well, yes, the YouTube and Twitch community aren't that big enough to, voice their opinions to the developers. That's bullcrap. If the Battlefield developers will take opinions from YouTubers and Twitch streamers, why can't the Call of Duty community or the Call of Duty developers take opinions and, actual helpful tips and tricks from the YouTubers and Twitch streamers and just their community in general? That doesn't make much sense to me because Battlefield is honestly just as big, even though it doesn't sell as much. It's an extremely popular FPS title. And the thing is, with Battlefield, it starts off horrible just like Call of Duty, Battlefield 4 for an example, Battlefield 1 for example, a lot of these games, Battlefield 5, definitely Battlefield 5 for example, they start off like crap, just like COD does. In the first couple of months, it's going to be, complaining, whining, people wanting change, people wanting, them to perfect the game and stuff like that. But the difference is that in the Battlefield community, when the people complain and whine, the devs listen and they adjust the game accordingly to what the community wants to see changed. And by the end of the Battlefield game cycle, when they go on to the next Battlefield game, that game is not perfect to the developer's eyes, but it's perfect to the community's eyes. And that's the difference between Call of Duty and Battlefield. Yes, Call of Duty will always start off like crap, just like Battlefield, and it'll be perfected by the end, but it's not going to be perfected to what the community wants. No, it's going to be perfected to what the developers wanted. Everything revolves around the developer's vision. They're the cockiest developers in the world, and they will never listen to the community. They don't want to know what our opinions are about their game. They want their own opinions, which is why the Call of Duty community gets completely annoyed every single year because we're pushed aside. We don't get any say or any choice in our favorite game in the world. Isn't that a bit disrespectful? People who have been playing your game for 10 plus years, who love your title to death, we don't matter to you. We don't matter enough, and our opinions don't matter at all, even though we have so much experience, tons of hours packed into each and every Call of Duty game, yet we know nothing about the game, and, everything that we say, all of our advice is bad. It's a little ridiculous to me. But the developers who are making, obviously, the Call of Duty games, no matter which team they're on, Treyarch, Sledgehammer, or even Infinity Ward, they don't talk about their game whatsoever. If anything, they talk about different games. They'll never talk about the main topic that everybody wants to follow them for. More than half the followers that they have on Twitter and on social media are following for Call of Duty. So I really simply don't understand why they're talking about different things, different topics, or personal life issues. My Twitter account for, my YouTube channel. And if you guys haven't checked that out or anything like that, I'm pretty shocked if you haven't. That's the sauce right there. Link to that is down in the description. But my Twitter account is different from my private account. I have a private account that I post all the stuff I want to talk about on, and I have my, my YouTube, my social media account that I post all the stuff that you guys want to hear, Call of Duty related stuff. You don't see me over on Twitter talking about politics, talking about different games that nobody cares about or nobody can relate to. No, I'm talking about what you guys like to hear. That's what you do. So why are you a Call of Duty developer, designing Call of Duty games, talking about World of Tanks or something like that, or Animal Crossing? Who cares? Who's coming to you for that? You have to have a personal account, and you have your publicity account, where all the Call of Duty people are coming to see what's going on with your game. They're not coming for World of Tanks updates. They're not coming for that crap. They're coming to see what's going on in the current game. And you don't get that anywhere. And you might say, well, go to the official Infinity Ward page. Go to the official Treyarch page, They'll probably post stuff about the game. They don't. The only thing they post is when new updates are coming out, or when new items in the store come out, or anything that will, get them money, get them sales. But they will never discuss the bugs, they will never discuss the glitches, they'll never ask the community for feedback, they will never hold polls, they'll never see what people want to see added into the game, they'll never, see or ask questions about what remastered maps we should bring back. They won't do any of that. They don't care. They don't communicate with us. They don't care about our opinions. They push us aside and focus on their own agenda. More than half the devs right now on the Treyarch team aren't even talking. They're not even active. I don't see anything from the community manager, who is supposed to be in control of the community. I don't see anything from the developers like Tony Flame, and even the head developer, freaking David Vaughn, the big man himself, the GOAT. He doesn't even say anything. He doesn't say one word. He goes on the longest break I've ever seen in history while this game is going into the dirt. I mean, hackers are ruining Warzone and Cold War. The gun balancing needs to be changed a little bit more on the multiplayer side. Glitches and bugs are overrunning the whole game. It's an utter disaster, and we haven't heard one single word from them. And you might say, well, they're probably busy. They have a lot of work to do, which I do understand. When the game is in this condition, yes, they do have a lot of work, so maybe they don't have time to hop on Twitter and stuff like that. But just like any other situation, what if you're leading an army? What if you're leading an army of soldiers? But you guys are getting your asses completely handed to you, and you guys are just having the worst time of your lives. Yes, your leader can go behind the scenes and, spend all of his time, trying to make a new strategy, new plans to try to make you guys overcome the enemy and stuff like that. Yes, he can do that. But the majority of good leaders will let their people know what's going on. They will communicate to their people, whether they're lying or they're just telling the truth. It doesn't matter at this point. They talk to the community, they talk to their army, they talk to their people, so they know what's going on to keep everybody comfortable, feeling safe, and knowing what's going on in the future. It doesn't matter what position you are, whether it's a game, whether you're a manager at a store, at a massive company, or like I said, in the army, it doesn't matter. The leader of whatever's going on has to talk to the people to make sure things are going good. And the leader of Treyarch doesn't talk at all about Call of Duty for weeks on end, not even months on end. They don't talk about what's going on in this game at all. And then when they come back to talk, they're too busy talking about how proud they are that their game is rated on a random list on Twitter of the most broken snipers in FPS history. And they're proud of this. They're proud to be on this list. Come on, man. We know this game is in a very rough spot. For the love of God, please talk to us. Communicate with us. I don't care if your game has OP snipers in this list. If anything, you should be fixing the snipers to make them even better. Make sure that they're even more balanced. Make sure they fit their role. Not bragging about how they're stupidly OP. Isn't that a little backwards? Isn't that awkward? It just really hurts, man. It just hurts to be a part of the Call of Duty community. You would think you would be proud of being a part of something that you love so much, but I've never been more annoyed about being in love with a game that has the worst developers in the absolute universe. Like I said, it's amazing to being part of the Battlefield community, and I highly suggest you guys try it out when Battlefield 6 comes out. Go ahead and follow some of the developers over on Twitter, follow some of the YouTubers and content creators and stuff like that. Buy Battlefield 6 for yourself and give it a shot. I guarantee you will love how the community acts in that game much more than Call of Duty. It's just never going to change. These developers on the Call of Duty side, they only care about trying to push out their own vision instead of making sure the community gets the game that they want out of it. And there's never any consequences. In these other games like Battlefield and all this stuff, there are consequences. People won't buy the game just like they did with Battlefield 5. They completely ditched it. Nobody purchased it. And it flopped big time on the first day that it released. That's what they do. But when they come over to Call of Duty side, they can abuse us year after year. And then, of course, they go ahead and they're just going to keep making the same exact game over and over. No changes, no upgrades. And you might say, well, it's because all the YouTubers keep making videos about it and they keep buying the game. It's not. It's not. All the YouTubers for the Battlefield side bought Battlefield 5. None of the community did. It doesn't matter if YouTubers make videos on it. We have to. We have to keep you guys updated so you know what's going on in the game. What matters is if you guys purchase the game or not. If the mass majority of the community keeps buying the games, then we're going to flop. But if the mass majority of the community doesn't buy the game, then of course, like I just said, content creators go ahead and purchase it. We can still keep you updated. We could show you what's going on in the game, how dead the player count is, if it's a buggy mess, if it turned out to be good, or if it turned out to be bad, while everybody still didn't purchase it, so they didn't make any money. At the end of the day, we have to unite as a community in order to make the changes that we want. But guys, I think I'm going to call this commentary off there. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like, and by all means, if you hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new, you enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Also, want to chat with me, there's 2 ways to do so. I have a Twitter and Discord, both those links are down in the description. And also, you want to catch me live streams on video games, I do that over on Twitch. Link to that is in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.